Looks like we have a grail item again here. This could be a fairly massive scale fight with multiple cities, multiple large high-level heroes and so forth. I also don't know how many troops I should even try to get out of the initial cities, because if we have great heroes there already starting out, probably going to come under attack fairly quickly. Still, we have 2 cities, we need money. We need money quickly. We don't have the luxury of doing everything with a single character. So I think we need to get moving. No chance. So they got us by the balls here pretty much. Courage unpredictable, danger low. What the hell does that even mean? Too much information for me. We should be getting a lot of critical hits with this hero. Critical hit, critical hit, critical hit. Not a good caster here. Amazing melee hero, more or less. Yeah, I'm thinking that units more or less get guaranteed critical hits with this guy. He can achieve a lot if he just has a little bit of proper troops with him. However, the opposition is strong, very, very strong. Hundreds of units basically immediately here. But we can move past them. No, we must move past them. He's a good caster, doesn't have really any troops though. We'll get what we can. Still, I'm not sure she should be doing anything. At the same time, there's no point just sitting around here if she can do something. I want to see how good she is at taking care of the business here. Yeah, opposition is fairly weak. Actually, we don't have much troops either, but if I can do anything on the summoning front, that should guarantee our victory. Summon Elemental is probably good enough. You can only have one unit at a time. Fair enough. What does arcane armor actually do? Partly drains all damage dealt to the stack. Damage decreased by 50%, shield capacity 1020 hit points. That's quite nice. 8 mines. They're pretty much guaranteed to die. Okay, this is at least we can fight like this. I'm just thinking what type of troops we can. Ooh, she does not have a lot of spellcasting points, so she can maybe handle a fight here and there, but she can't fight on her own. It's good for me to get experience with the secondary heroes here, so I can more or less gauge what the hell can they get away with. Probably need the mines here. It also looks like it could be a dead end. But there are mines here too. Still, crystal is absolutely vital for us. The ghosts are vulnerable to spell casting though, so Derail probably can handle that. Pictures. I don't want any weaklings here. Rely on spell casting and the dragon. That should see us through. There's no way the ghosts or specters can kill anything, so I don't want to waste any more magic points on this. It wouldn't be much of a waste to just cast them out, but at the same time I don't know what exactly is required of the 3-man group here. I mean, it's still 3 close to level 30 heroes. It's gonna be something fairly scary. I can take this. Ooh, it's an obelisk. That should reveal something. A throng of Cerberuses. I'm not sure if I can handle that. Still, we do have a connection here. Some fairy tree. Right, so from what I'm seeing, we must focus on getting resources fast, very, very fast, so we can figure out what to do next. There's a portal that's going to be used to attack us. It's a one-way portal initially. I would say probably a crystal mine, maybe a gold mine. So we need to get access there fairly quickly. Let's try the easier fights first. I should be able to summon a ship if there is a ship somewhere. Okay, this. Assuming there's an actual beach, looks like the teleporter is the only way out. So you're sort of stuck here initially until you can break through the defensive barrier with the undead units. Spellcasting will decide this completely. Need elementals. I don't think we can reasonably take them on otherwise. Now we need attack magic, damage magic. Can't cast all of minion spells like this. Really not much I can do. It's all about luck at this point. Can attack through cursing spells. Well, that's something, I guess. Miss. Surprise can at least survive this. Miss. My plan is more or less to leave the fire elementals to fight against them. Not exactly glorious battle here. I think the pixies might be fast enough to keep this going for a while. And we don't need a lot of luck to end this point. Right, I'll get so many attacks on it now that it should die. It's too slow to get the pixies either, so it has no hope anymore. Still, it's incredibly dangerous to fight with this hero unless she has full magic. He just sucks ass. Definitely no chance against that. Still, it's a harmless lesson to learn at this point. We'll fight. Unpredictable. Predictable. Could we handle 300 of those? I'm not sure if we couldn't. The enemy is so slow that we could basically run circles around him. The question is, could we use enough spells basically to win it? I think we could, but that would be the end of it. We would get hunters out of it though. That's a big deal. I think it's maybe worth the risk. Without extra troops, we are sort of stuck. We can't fight a lot of these. And plague zombies are probably the easiest targets we can hope for. Yeah, they're gonna lose at least 10 every turn. Okay, at least 33 every turn. How much do we do with a normal attack? 153. The ice bolt is slightly better, but only slightly. But we need to be able to remove some stacks though. Trying to evade 4 stacks of zombies, that's a tough task. So I badly miscalculated things. Again, more or less unnecessarily miscalculated them too. There was no need to go back just so little. Right, not a bad fight. One miscalculation, but the consequences of that miscalculation weren't too severe. One sprite versus 300 poison zombies. It's a good trade. More importantly, we can start getting extra troops. Could we take on Succubus's 58? I think the dragon guy would be the best there. War machines. It's not actually bad for him. He's totally fighting focused already, and he already has war machines. These guys are too quick for us. Same with these. Assassins are too good. We just take a lot of casualties. $100 Cerberuses. The dragon might be the only guy who can realistically fight this. Dragon can at least attack. Well, should be able to attack 2 of them at a time. Forgot that we have resurrection, so I'm not too worried about now. They'll attack the archers. Everyone will attack the archers, though. Their problem is this: their units have no retaliation. So I'm always going to be in a position where I can just resurrect the casualties. There's no particular problem. Ballista is my biggest threat, basically. If you are aware of what the problem it causes, it shouldn't be that big of an issue. Forgot about that. Now we are in a bit of a bind. Might have to take one casualty because of that. Forgot that the Cerberus is not only attack with no retaliation attack, but also at multiple targets at the same time. Okay, looking at this, there's probably only like 4 to 5 obelisks in total. That's good, and there's a good indication that it's near water. Coastline. Could be lava too, I suppose. It sort of looks like the movement these trees to maybe something water does. More or less we could be sitting right on top of it and we don't know it. Still, no matter. We do need to upgrade these as quickly as possible. We go for marketplaces. I think we want basic unit production as quickly as possible. That seems reasonable. Range unit combat is our speciality more or less, so those units first if we can do it. Druids and hunters. We can probably have enough resources to upgrade one city though, so we should definitely prioritize. However, I'd like the range units from both cities, if at all possible. They're so crucial to effectively fighting. You need mana. Iron golems would be a target I can't take on. Probably. Gotta try to do something anyway. You can also combine units with the main hero army. We can eliminate a single stack of golems every turn. 1.5 stacks probably. The golems are so slow they don't really pose any kind of serious threat, so we shouldn't be too eager to rush forward. Because every turn or every attack causes a critical hit or one hit strike ability though. Absolute horse crap. It doesn't really say that though. It says it's every time you attacks it forces a luck roll. So it might mean that it basically always gives you a positive or a negative luck result depending on your overall luck. So if you neglect it totally, you can still pay for it. This makes it crucial for you to upkeep the block stat as much as possible. Right, we'll have to combine the armies a little bit so we can start removing the larger enemy groups immediately. Mines should be the priority. This does look like a good location in the sense that there is only one entrance to this place. So we could put a hero and an army sitting here. We wouldn't have to rush to defend this. At the same time, we might as well just sit in the city and do the same goddamn thing. We might be better at cleaning this place up though. Ooh, our stats are massively superior. Never mind. And we have resurrection, never forget that. So what could you do then? Collect the treasures the fighting group leaves behind. That's always a good division of work. "67 Imperial Griffins and a Ring of Vitality." Okay, we have to prepare to move with pretty much everything we have. Hopefully we have enough speed to actually dodge this. Didn't really think about that initially. Upgraded units tend to have the speed easily. This negates the retaliation strike, so everyone's free to attack it. Oh no. It's unlimited retaliation unit. Not that it matters in this case, but I totally forgot that. It's one of the main features of the class, I think. Right, we want the item and we'll move on. What is this artifact? Decreases damage from enemy earth spells by 50%, right? That's what we want to give to the hero, yes. We don't have to worry about them now though, so it's not crucial that he gets it immediately. Right, tree ants. Much as I dislike tree ants at times, they are very good for certain purposes. They're incredibly tough to get rid of at times. Not sure I want the blade dancers. Mainly because they use up a lot of basic resources that are better used for fortifications and the higher production facilities. I'm not doing any of the higher level production sites, that's for certain. I would like to upgrade something, just so we can get enough structures to get the city wall. The extra 1,000 gold or 500 whatever it makes per day is welcome. We could not buy all the troops these towns will produce, unless we get some serious additional income from somewhere. Current level, especially after we have to buy the buildings, is simply not enough. Like a gold mine. This gold mine. I have to be somewhat careful here. The enemy is a large creature, so it's unlikely that it can fit here. The dragon will block the other entrances. Dragon is dead. Shit, didn't think they are this capable in attacking. That's a big miscalculation. Still, as long as the dragon is there, they can't come through, so... Still makes sense. Right. You can weaken this group enough that they're not a threat to the dragon. Actually, I'll buff the dragon to make sure he survives. Right. Underestimated their attack power, but still, it all worked out just fine. Basic war machines, a bit too late for that. What do we want? We want basic resources, mines. I think I'm gonna fight all these guys now. Dragon alone is probably the best bet here. They're good enough to cause casualties to the others. Not sure about the dragon. Maybe. I mean, there's a lot of them. It's the poison that's the threat, not the direct attacks. About 30 points per turn of the dragon. Normal damage is... yeah, they don't have enough time for it to matter. And the medical tent heals a little bit, so that guarantees there's no real threat. I'll take this immediately. Wood is such a fundamental resource for this faction that I don't dare to delay even a single turn. Right, could we possibly do something? I need 2 extra upgrades before I can buy the capital. We're doing important upgrades there, so I want something cheap here. Marketplace, we might have to do some... we probably want to ditch Mercury in exchange for some other resources. By the way, is Teal our only opponent here? Yeah, and his turns take forever, so I'd say at least 4 cities, multiple heroes. We come out of trouble. Do you want war machines? No room. Fewer assassins than in the previous fight, so shouldn't be any trouble here. Taking the green dragon was again a great choice. Money wouldn't have really gotten us all that much, and it takes forever to get from nowhere to something like the green dragon. So that's usually the best possible unit you can take. Is usually a good choice. 34, Jesus Christ. 34 priests. That's sort of a problem. But not really. We'll just have to accept casualties and resurrect them as things happen. There's no problem really, because these are fundamentally range units. So we'll always have time to resurrect. Yeah, we basically have this in the back as far as I can see. They've only attacked the pixie group here. So we just need to resurrect them and that'll be it. Melee enemies don't care, not be a threat. I'm spreading the damage at this point because we can probably deal with most of this crap with the normal units if I do that. Okay. For gold. One extra upgrade and we can do the capital. I'll go with 4th so we can get extra troops. Yeah, things are more or less progressing fine. I don't think we're doing any kind of amazing job, but we're securing the fundamental base for engaging in warfare somewhere else. The only thing we really need to do is avoid excessive casualties and secure as many resources as possible. This might be somewhat troublesome. It's another enemy that is just a wall of hit points basically. I'm trying to reduce the number of stacks they have. We're not gonna get through this without buffing. I could throw the dragon there as bait. I don't think that's what are they doing? They're doing a dash ability. No retaliation. Dash. After using this ability, creature misses one turn but is able to make turns more often. So it's initiative boost, massive initiative boost in fact. So these guys need to die quickly, preferably. Our saving grace in this fight again is that there's no enemy retaliation. So they can't be in the fight. Ballista can though. Goddamn ballista. determined to counter their increased initiative now. Might lose the dragon. What? Sure, I'm gonna finish this. We'll have to think of something. Ballista will finish this on its own, if not if I don't. So I have to think this a little bit. Some casualties are always acceptable though, so it's not that big a deal. The biggest problem is that I move exactly when his turn comes up. He's just gonna kill the same creatures again immediately. I'm hoping the ballista isn't enough to kill him yet. Our turn is coming in a fairly good spot this time if that doesn't happen. If it happens, we'll lose about 20 sprites. Not a huge deal, but still something I don't particularly want. Still, things are looking good. We can put some pressure on the map with this with 2 units. Yeah, I think that's all the enemies in this part of the map. Right, not bad at all. They put you basically in a fairly tough spot here, but at the same time you're provided with a good amount of heroes to handle this thing. So even if you're standard, your hero would be a piece of crap at this point, you still have 2 solid heroes to see things through. I'd like dragons as quickly as possible. Take the dragons now. Week is at an end, otherwise I would have taken the money. But it's sort of important that we get them now, same with the druids here. Alright, it makes a big difference in the amount of troops we can have. Rather, we don't have to wait for an extra week to get a massive range attack force going. I suppose on the positive side, I've also played with these heroes enough that I know that the melee hero is much better so far. At least for the purposes we are fighting here and using these troops now. If I have to lead these troops in someone's care, he would be the one. The magical hero can just sort of do whatever it needs to be doing where the main secondary hero, the better secondary hero can't. Or doesn't have time. We are running out of extra resources to pick up from the environment here. It makes a big difference in the amount of speed of upgrades we can pull off. These guys should be fairly fast, so pulling back a little bit. At the same time, I do still have the ability that slows flying units down. I'm not too worried. Yeah, they don't quite have the speed they need. But at least that kills 2 of them each turn. Another fact that we need to keep in mind. These guys are so powerful they might be able to kill a dragon, so I have to be somewhat careful here. But that might not be a horrible thing. I mean, them attacking a dragon. It'll hurt, but he's the likeliest to survive that. Okay, much more easier to fight than I thought it would be. 10% magic resistance boots. I suppose I don't have any others, so might as well. Right, my goal is to set out with a pretty decent force at the end of the first month at the latest. I'm sure we are at a disadvantage overall because we started from a low position and with no resources coming in. So our advantage is likely the heroes, maybe the artifacts. The longer we stay here gathering our forces, the worse it's gonna be for us. At the same time, we need to gather forces to some point, or otherwise we're just gonna have zero chance of doing anything useful. There's no real threat of losing this. They don't have the attack power. There's a fairly minor window that they might be able to do something. I think that window has basically closed already. That said, no reason why we can't make sure of that. be great if we could get more green dragons before we have to go. Even a couple of extra ones could make a big difference. I'll take your castle at this point. Unicorns are 3 hands. Also go for Avengers Guild, I suppose. More important to get the basic units now than it is to wait to get the better units. Even if there is no possibility of upgrading them in some sort of fort, it's still probably better this way. And I can always teleport back to these cities to come and do the upgrading. So either way, it's better this way. I don't really think they have any kind of a chance against us. Doesn't look like I need to do anything here. So now we have to fight through this or we have nothing to do. So, and we need more attack power to do it. Go get the troops you can. We'll take the troops we can afford at this stage. Those have to be enough. They seem to show locations of shadow dragons, more or less. Shadow dragons. Shadow dragons, shadow dragons, shadow dragons. Spectral dragons, lots of them too. This was the only unclear part, yeah, even there. So there has to be some sort of a key component tied up to these spectral dragon groups. hunter's cabin. Favored enemies definitely welcome at this point. We'll have to be careful where we put our money though. I mean, we're gonna have trouble buying the troops we have here currently. This city can wait with the unit buying for a longer time than the other one. More or less waiting to get through that. The fights after that will be much easier. Well, maybe not much easier. Easier anyway. I need temporary luck and morale boost locations, if at all possible. Moral especially would be helpful. I'd like to take a look at that hero. This seems to be where the eel is sort of concentrated. The only place I see is the influence. Right, his force is fairly pitiful. Probably a good thing. Right, this will eat up pretty much every piece of gold I have. Can't be helped though. I think the longer I sort of stay here and just wait, the worse it'll be. Might not ever get to the point of being catastrophic, but we'll have tougher time to start breaking out. The question is, are we gonna wait until the units of the next week are produced or not? It's only, what, 4 days in total? Not a big wait. And it's a significant increase in the number of troops available. It's more or less a couple of weeks versus maybe in some cases 2 weeks instead of 1 week's worth of unit. In some cases 3 versus 2 weeks. So it's a 50% increase or 33% increase in the unit strength. It's not a minor thing. Either way, it's not a minor thing. We should be able to get to moral values 5, luck values 5 for the battle, so that should be enough to handle it. We'll have to hold back on important upgrades for now. If I'm going to do serious upgrades, low-level unit upgrades to better quality units, it has to happen in this city, because the units will be closer to this place. Can't spend too much money on it. Fairies instead of us. Get sprites, that's a good upgrade. More dancers might be worth it too. It's not that costly and there's a big difference in the quality of units. More or less the thing is we can attack multiple units with the single unit. I don't want to build a castle, can't really afford it. We might be able to get master hunters. Or war dancers. War dancers we can definitely get. But I'd rather take master hunters. Mainly because master hunters have the ability of warding arrows, so they can knock back an enemy unit's turn. not guaranteed, but okay, what is that? Can I access it without going through the... No. Need a couple of days worth of gemstones to get that. Not sure if the gemstones are gone. Alternatively, I can get the gemstones, but it costs a lot of money. No, that should not be the case. Right, that should give us the gemstones. Master Hunter is a good upgrade because the unit upgrade is good and it doesn't cost too much money, so it doesn't interfere with us buying the next week's crop. But I think that's maybe War Dancers. That might be something we can still afford, depending on how much the units cost. But that's definitely the limit. End of week 2. So 2 weeks, then we'll go. Not bad at all. It'll take a couple of days before we're ready to go even then. Just to gather up the troops. I'm thinking of taking the War Dancers upgrade. We can't afford any of the higher quality unit upgrades. No way in hell, we can barely afford the units themselves. But it would be a great increase in the quality of the army if the lower quality units would be at least slightly better. Luck and moral are for all creatures from Necropolis, Inferno and Dungeon factions reduced by 2 during battles. So, the perfect week to try to break out of this. Right, we need to buy as many troops as we can. Range troops first. Pretty much broke after this. We'll collect some free troops from here. Then we'll town portal to the other city. Can't afford any other upgrades. We can't afford to buy all the troops, but I'm hoping that we can buy the archer type troops from this place. The bigger troops after we've cleansed up the corner there. I seem to be seeing enemy units running above that aren't led by actual heroes, or at least typical heroes. I wonder what that's all about. Right, now out of the way. More or less okay. Just need to add a few extra troops here. We should get enough money that we can upgrade the remaining troops. Or we can trade in some mercury if we can. Still, it should be close. Yeah, this guy. Is that the main hero? Usually you have a mount. This guy does not have a mount. I'm assuming that's their main hero. Well, we couldn't get all the unicorns. Right, this force is formidable. I don't think I've chosen favorite enemies with this guy. It has to be undead units as much as possible. I do have all the war machines. Yeah. Thinking of getting rid of the ballista, but I'm not sure how that would help really. But it would give me control, and I think that's more important than the minor bit of damage it adds. So, we should be ready to go. Gathering up resources is vital. So we can finish upgrading these cities. That's the most dangerous group, then that, then these. We'll have to wait until the zombies have done their thing. They might be slow and shitty, but there's so many of them. Permanently enraged. I think if I just slow him down, we can have the range units finish him off. No need to risk anything. At the same time, the no retaliation attacks are might as well use them. Piece cake. Vitality increases hit points of all of your creatures by 2. Particularly effective in large armies, which we don't really have yet, but we will. Right, I need a guy here to collect the loot. think these are flying units again. So our ability to screw over flying units pays off here. That's why they're taking so much time to move forward. But we can more or less ignore them. The range units can take care of them. Be nice to hit something. Still, most of the fights at this point will be trivial. The enemy heroes are the only real problem. Right, I think things went fairly well. We could build some random resource structures, but I'm not sure I want to do them. We have a reasonable amount of normal resources coming in, and if we wait a few turns we can build something really useful, like additional green dragon production sites. Our only big problem is that we do not have enough money to actually buy the troops, even if we buy the production facilities. But I don't care too much about something like that. The map is so vast that there's the probability of us finding massive amounts of resources we can use is just so high. There's no point worrying about that too much. And as long as we have the ability to just cast a spell to return to defend these places, I don't worry about what the hell the enemy does too. It just isn't gonna matter at the moment. That can change quickly, but at the moment it doesn't matter. Do we want the skeleton archers to join? And actually we would basically give them to another army, it's just not fight them. Go away. An artifact, this is ooh, that's an abandoned mine, forces you to fight. Not consider that. Enhances your cold spells. Actually, I think this woman needs much more than you. Buy everything we can. Little random resource at the beginning of the week, I'll take it. We need to do some sort of a maintenance job so that this area here has the best hero with the best army out of the troops that get left behind. I suppose it doesn't matter which order we do this in. Fantastic fight. What is it? Crystal mine. We don't need anything here. I think we should buy a shitty hero, something that we can basically throw away and doesn't hurt us. He'll be the resource collector for the main hero. We cannot make taverns there. Here. This one does not read troops. The only reason to exist is to collect enough resources that they're worth more than the 3,500 I paid for you. If he achieves that much, he's worth it. Alternatively, if he scouts something useful, he's worth it. The fight should be easy. Tons of zombies that are too slow to get through. Still, I suppose mass haste will guarantee that we get enough attacks to take care of them. Mercury. What the hell am I gonna do with Mercury? Does it really matter? Two-way monolith. Seer's hut. What I want to know is, can we go using this and get somewhere else than these two locations? Looks like no. Seer is gonna give me a quest. I need to kill the shadow dragon or spectral dragon groups, or something's not. I can't defeat the enemy or something along those lines. Additional gems each day. Sure. I wonder if it's a race to those dragons. There's a lot of them, a lot. Not just a pack, which is usually something around 15 maybe, but hordes of them. I don't think my army would be have all that easy of a time taking them out. Anything that increases production. Maybe not anything. Right, seer.
The druid's artifacts, once found, will signal the end of Nikolai's days.
Night everlasting envelops the lands controlled by the undead, allowing Nikolai to rise again and again. Seer says that this problem can be solved if Phoenix are present in the army. He has some and can give them to Finden if the latter fulfills his condition and finds the ancient Dwarven artifacts, Cuirass of the Dwarven Kings, Greaves of the Dwarven Kings, Shield of the Dwarven Kings, and Helmet of the Dwarven Kings. Seer believes that only the hero who can manage to collect all of these artifacts deserves possession of such majestic creatures as Phoenix. That's a summoning spell a spellcaster could get if he had summoning expertise, although I think this might be it's a game, so it might not be, the condition to win might not be tied to the phoenixes, but rather that you have completed the secondary objective. Although it's a secondary objective, so it's not strictly speaking mandatory. A lot of treasure here. We probably want to clear the corner there, although it looks like this is a water area entirely. One of the dwarven items maybe? No. That's +2 to morale and luck crown. That's good stuff. There has to be some sort of a location here that goes to a new area. I think I'll leave things here or close to this. Maybe explore a little bit, see where we need to go next. Having multiple heroes out about adventuring might not be a horrible idea. It depends on how easy it's to attack our core areas. Oh shit. I'll take everything that increases morale or luck before going against the dragons.
We fight ghost dragons! These wretched fallen godlings do not belong here!